Good morning. Uh, I am Pawan Kumar Gupta, Assistant Professor in Department of Information Technology, AITR Indore. Today's topic is IP address and its types. Contains our introduction to IP addresses, structure of an IP address, IPv4 address structure, IPv6 address structure, types of IP address, public vs private IP address, IPv4 address classes, IPv4 vs IPv6 subnetting, then static and dynamic IP addresses, NAT, IP addressing in networking, common issue and troubleshooting, future of IP address. Now, introduction. What is an IP addresses? A unique string of numbers separated by a period that identifies each computer using the Internet Protocol to communicate over a network. So, IP address is a unique numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. Its primary purpose is to identify and locate these devices within a network, enabling them to communicate with one another over the Internet or a local network. Purpose identifies and allows device to communicate on a network. The second slide is structure of an IP address. So here are two version of IP address. First name is IPv4, then second is IPv6. So first IPv4 address structure. So Internet Protocol version 4. Its format are consist of four numbers separated by a period, that is dot, each ranging from 0 to 255. Example 192.168.0.1 means 192 is represented a class of IPv4. Then address bit length is 32 bits. Then address space are provided approx 4.3 billion unique addresses, means we can connect 4.3 billion system in a single network. Then IPv6 Internet Protocol version 6 format consists of 8 group of 4 hexadecimal digits separated by columns, means IPv4 separated by a dot and IPv6 separated by a column. Then bit length is 128 bits. Then address space provided exponentially larger address space compared to IPv4. So now we can get this IPv4 is smaller than IPv6 because IPv4 is a binary bit number, that is 32 bit. Then compared to IPv6 are 128 bit hexadecimal bit. So next slide is type of IP addresses. Here two types of IP addresses: public IP address and private IP address. Public IP address is assigned to ISP, which it means Internet Service Provider, used to identify devices on a global internet. Means public IP is used for the internet. Then private IP address used within the private network, not routable on the global internet, reserved for internal uses. For example, we use private IP address 192.168, then dot something belong to 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255, then 10 dot 0 to 255 or 192. Then next one 172 dot 16 dot x dot x, then 172 dot 31 dot 31. It means we have some range in a private IP address which used in a office or home for internal use. Now, next slide is IPv4 address classes. Here, IPv4 are divided in five classes. Uh, class are class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Each class have some network and host IDs. Uh, let's start. Class A has a range from 1 126.0.0.0 to 126.0.0.0. Um, in this class A, we have 128 networks ID, and we have 255 into 255 into 255 host IDs. Uh, this class A is used for large network. Uh, Example, big corporation companies like IBM, banks. This used for big corporate corporate companies MNC. Then class B, range are start from 128 to 191. Uh, it's used for medium-sized network like university, college, big college, private college. Then next one is a class C, range start from 192 to 223. It's have 32 network IDs. Small network, it's used for small network, small businesses. Now next one is a class D. Its range is to start from 224 to 239, and it reserved for the multicasting groups, like we have received a broadcast mail or message from this uh, IP addresses. So class next one is a class E, range start from 240 to 255, and it's reserved for the future use, research, development. Basically, this class is used in ISRO, um, NASA, and research publication used in this type of. Already we have discussed this IPv4 vs IPv6. Now talk to IPv4 vs IPv6. So we have IPv4 version have 32-bit address scheme limited to about 4.3 billion address. Example are 192.0.2.1. Then IPv6 Internet Protocol version 6 are 128-bit hexadecimal address scheme. Then versatile larger address space means it compared to IPv4, uh, IPv6 have more IP addresses to provided by a service provider. Then example are 2001 colon 0 DB8 means it has hexadecimal digit and have 8 part in a each IP addresses provided improve routing and network auto configuration. Next slide is subnetting. What is subnetting? Subnetting is a method used in a network designed to divide a large IP network into a smaller, more manageable subnet. This technique helps in optimizing network performance and enhancing security and management. Key point about the subnetting are purpose of subnetting is improving network performance. How we improve network performance by reducing the size of broadcast domain. It limits the traffic within its subnet, leading to better performance. Enhance security. Subnet can isolated segments of a network, improving security by lim- limiting access to sensitive data. Then efficient IP addresses allocation help in efficiently utilize IP addresses space by preventing wastage of IP address. It means we when we choose IPv4, we have in class C, we have 254 IP addresses in a single network. So if we want to provide, if service provider want to provide IP to one customer, so it use a subnet mask by dividing or by dividing our IP addresses. So, subnet mask is a 32-bit number that divided the IP address into a network host position. Uh, typically written in the same format as a IP address, example 255.255.255.0. It means it's a C class IP subnet mark. Uh, for example, if IP address is 192.168.1.0, so its subnet marks are 255.255.255.0.